Aaron Gordon is one of the best dunkers of all time. He's featured in some of the best dunk contests of all time, and yet he doesn't have a dunk contest trophy to show for it. Yes, despite some of the best dunks in contest history being attributed to his name, he is still not among the list of dunk contest winners. With that being said, he's not going to be forgotten in dunk contest lore. I mean, there's a contingent that believes that Aaron Gordon was robbed. The funny thing about that is that sentiment applies to multiple contests. I love the dunk contest. At my former employer, I took all the perfect scores up until that time and regraded them. I'm not saying this to say that I'm an expert, I'm saying this to say that I'm a fan that loves this event very much. So today, I decided to take a closer look at all of the dunk contests that involved Aaron Gordon, to investigate all of the dunks and the other factors that led to him being the best contestant to never win a trophy. If you're new here, welcome in, and if you know me, welcome back. Thank you to everyone who has liked and subscribed to the channel, and special thanks to my Patreon members and YouTube subscribers. Patreon is where I have some of my extra content, but even if you join the free tier, there's something for you. For example, I just went to Japan for 2.5 weeks, and I'll talk all about it on there. Thanks again, and back to the video. So I know that 2016 is one of the most known dunk contests ever, and I didn't want to lead off with it originally, but I'm realizing that everything that happens to Aaron Gordon starts with 2016. Now, a lot of people say that this is the year that Aaron Gordon was robbed, and I personally don't agree, but we'll get there. Now, for those of you that don't watch the dunk contest, I'll give you a little background. The dunk contest usually features 4 contestants, 6 if it's a weird one. Anyway, the dunk contest each gets 2 scored dunks per round. For each time you go up there, you have to do a dunk in a certain time period. If you miss your dunks and still have time left, you can try again. For some years, it's as many attempts as you want, and some it's just 3 tries. The first completed dunk you land is the dunk that gets judged. You can't just dunk and then go another dunk and then pick the best one and that's your try. No, the first dunk is what gets scored. If you don't land a dunk in that time frame, you get one of the lowest dunk scores possible, aka you're cooked. Anyway, back to it. The 2016 dunk contest participants are Will Barton, Andre Drummond, Aaron Gordon, and Zach LaVine. Will Barton starts off the contest with a pretty good Thriller intro, I have to admit. Next up, he does this dunk, which gets a 44, and that's one of the better 44s that I've seen in the contest. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Andre Drummond goes next, and this performance as a Pistons fan pains me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. While Drummond had a good idea, he just wasn't able to land the dunk that he wanted. And sometimes a contestant can do 2 things here. 1, they can try the dunk that they originally wanted, and then they miss, that's fine. Or 2, they can go with a safer dunk. Drummond chose the latter, a safer dunk that got somewhere in the 30s. And next up is Aaron Gordon. See, I knew about Gordon from his time at Arizona, but before that, he was also a mixtape legend, especially with the channel Ye Area's Finest. I'm not going to show you any footage of Ye Area's Finest because they do copyright claim my videos sometimes. Maybe that's Ball's Light, I forget which one. One of the mixtape channels copyrights my videos. Anyway, and Aaron Gordon starts off with a 360 between the legs that gets a 45. Which is perfectly fine. Next up is Zach LaVine, who won the contest the year before and may have saved the dunk contest in general. Let me explain. We have to go back to the 2013 and 2014 dunk contests. 2013 and 2014 changed the format to having 6 competitors and a team round. Now, 2013 wasn't that bad. 2014 was weird. 2014 had a team freestyle round, and then they had a battle round where you would face an opponent. And then the judges voted on which team won overall. And then that led to John Wall being voted Slam Dunker of the Night. So he didn't really win the dunk contest, he was just the best dunk contestant of the night. It was really weird, and it was underwhelming, to say the least. Yeah, I hated this format, man. Now, the dunks themselves weren't bad, but the format was just hard to get behind. So in 2015, they changed it back. And thank God, because Zach LaVine had one of the greatest performances ever. No props, making it look easy. Just absolute dunk contest cinema. LaVine comes out of the gate, picks up where he left off, and gets the first 50 of the night. And I always say that the first 50 sets the ceiling of the contest. You can break the ceiling still, but even if you do that dunk, it would still be a 50. I like to think that this dunk contest is being graded on the consistency to a point where each of the dunks are being compared to the other 50s in the contest. I will say that the broadcast and the crowd is already on LaVine's side, and that whoever wants to beat him has to beat the crowd the broadcast, and then Levine himself. Now Drummond goes next and gets a 39 because again, he tried something audacious with Steve Nash, but it took a while for the dunk to go down. This is more of Nash's fault than anything for messing up the lobs all the time, and I don't think that Drummond should have been penalized that much in my eyes, but it is what it is. After trying some audacious attempts that don't go down, Will Barton ends up with a 30, leaving Levine and Gordon with a pretty low bar to get to the final round. Do they play it safe? No. Gordon does a between the legs dunk over the mascot, which gets a 49, leaving Shaq as the only judge to give him a 9. Levine also gets a 49 from Shaq on this dunk, to where his reasoning is that he didn't get it on the first try, which is understandable thinking and good for setting the bar when it's consistently judged. Anyway, we get to the final round of the contest, and here's where it really starts to heat up. Now remember the first 50 of the contest. All of the dunks you're about to see are better than that. Now Aaron Gordon starts us off with bringing out the mascot again, who gets on the hoverboard again. But wait, is he? Oh, he's doing a 360. Now what Aaron Gordon's about to do is one of the best dunks in any contest easily. As someone that was a mascot before, I know that that's already hard to do. On top of all this, Aaron Gordon does this dunk on the first try. Levine does a dunk that also gets a 50. Now here is the dunk I think people have the most problems with in the contest. But this is the thing with Zach LaVine, where he's doing his dunks, you can't not give him a 50. The broadcast tries to call it the same dunk as Gordon's, and I disagree. For one, it's a lob, which, while not a 360 spinning mascot, has the same kind of degree of difficulty to it, I think. And still on top of that, it's on the first try. Now, Gordon does another amazing mascot dunk, this time under the legs, and it's also a 50. Now again, I have to remind you that you can't go higher than a 50 in this contest. This is one of the few times where it's been a problem in the contest ever. It's one of the few times this has been a problem because they're both so good. Levine goes next and does a windmill from damn near the free throw line, which again, you can't not give a 50 here. Look how far he jumps from. Look at it again. You can't not give him a 50 for this dunk. So anyway, now that they both have perfect scores through 2 rounds, we have to go to a dunk off. Now, I don't know how many of these dunks are planned. Usually contestants only have to think of a max of 4 dunks, so now it's really time to improvise. The year after, Gordon confirmed that those dunks in the dunk off were on the fly. And you can tell in Gordon's next few dunks, it's not on the same level of creativity as the mascot stuff. But again, he's doing really cool stuff on the first try. Now Levine is also doing some great stuff here with this lob into a reverse between the legs from under the basket. Now the next dunk that Aaron Gordon does is very interesting. Aaron Gordon starts this round by trying to throw an NBA Live 2005 style lob off the shot clock and realizes immediately that it's not going to work. Do you see what I mean by the improvising part? This dunk is a variation of a dunk that Ball is Life called the double-double, where you go all the way behind your head and then go back down and dunk it. This is a dunk that should get a 50. When people say that Aaron Gordon got robbed here, I totally believe them. I believe that Tracy McGrady, Dikembe Mutombo, and George Gervin either mistook this for a regular reverse double pump dunk, or they just didn't find it as impressive as Gordon's other dunks, which isn't totally fair. Either way, this should be a 50. Now, Zach LaVine ices the contest with a between the legs from damn near the free throw line. And that's it. Now, a lot of people here say that Aaron Gordon got robbed, which I believe. But when people say that Aaron Gordon should have won the contest, that's where you lose me. I do think that there should have been another round, but I also think that the longer the dunk contest would have gone on, the stronger Levine would get. Remember, all of this kind of improvisation stuff is right up Levine's alley. He doesn't use props, and I think that his dunking style made it way easier for him to think on the fly. Sure, Aaron Gordon had higher highs, but I do think that Levine's consistency would have won him the contest anyway. So while I think that Aaron Gordon got robbed of that specific dunk, I still think that there would have been another round anyway, so I would still go with Levine on this contest. So while Aaron Gordon still had one of the best dunk contest performances ever, I still can't give him this one. Alright, on to 2017. A lot of you watching this may have forgotten that he did do the 2017 dunk contest, not me. And this is a loaded competition, in my opinion, between DeAndre Jordan, Derrick Jones Jr., Glenn Robinson III, and Aaron Gordon himself. Now there's no Levine this time. The first 50 of the contest goes to Glenn Robinson III. Derrick Jones Jr. has a good dunk that gets a 45. Now Aaron Gordon wants to go above and beyond his last performance, and he has a pretty good idea for it. It's time for the drone dunk. Now Aaron Gordon does a drone dunk between the legs and only gets a 38 for it. Now we have to ask why that is. Well, because he missed the first couple of attempts. Now this is where my judging philosophy probably differs a little bit. I kind of follow the gymnastics way, where if you're trying something harder, like way harder than another contestant but have some slip-ups, I think that degree of difficulty should work in your favor. While unfortunately the max in the contest is still 50, I think that Aaron Gordon's degree of difficulty should have got him a higher score on this. No one else in the contest is doing anything like this. I'm sorry, but to me, this is not a 38 in my eyes. He does take a couple of tries to get this down, but it's not a 38. I'm sorry, I just don't agree. Now for the next dunk, Aaron Gordon tries to go all out again and do a 360 under the legs dunk that he doesn't land, and he ends up getting a 34. Which is a really disappointing outing compared to 2016. It was going to be hard to top 2016, but I do give Aaron Gordon a lot of credit for trying to be creative, trying stuff that the other competitors are not really doing, but it just fell short, that's all. And in this competition, I really do have to give him credit for giving it his all while recovering from a bone bruise in his foot. He was slated to do 2018, but a hip flexor injury made him have to miss the contest. Now, Donovan Mitchell wins this contest, and I'm not going to say that Aaron Gordon would have won this one because that's not fair to the people that competed. But I do want to point out something. The judges for this contest was Lisa Leslie, Dr. J, okay, pretty standard right there, Chris Rock, Mark Wahlberg, and DJ Khaled. And I do not put it lightly when I say that it's the weirdest scoring of any dunk contest in my opinion. And I think that Donovan Mitchell got some generous 50s, some really generous 50s. Like the crouching Kevin Hart dunk getting a 50 is absolutely wild to me. I just cannot process how, oh good. Okay, anyway, on to 2020. In 2020, the judges are Dwayne Wade, Common, Candace Parker, Chadwick Boseman, and Scottie Pippen. So you can kind of guess where this dunk contest is being held. Now, Dwight Howard comes back to do this contest, and I have to cover this in another video, but he was spectacular in his prime dunk contest years. I actually forgot that he did this contest. Anyway, Derrick Jones Jr. goes next and hits this dunk on the second attempt for a score of 46. Pat Connaughton starts out strong with a 45, and then it's Gordon's turn. So Gordon goes, and after one miss, gets a 50 on this dunk. Now I do want to say, remember how we had Shaq be like, he didn't get it on the first try, so it's not a 50. These judges are a little bit more lenient at the start, in my opinion, because it's not often that dunk contest dunks still earn a score of 50 if they're not made on the first try. It doesn't happen that often, I don't think. Now, Dwight Howard comes back and brings the Superman costume back, which pisses off Shaq. This is an entire subplot that I do not have the time to get into, but I think it's really funny. Now, Pat does a version of his other dunk before, except this time he also touches the backboard, which is an automatic 50. That's an instant 50 in any year, no matter what. So Derrick Jones Jr. makes a 360 between the legs look easy, which is also a 50. And so Aaron Gordon, needing a 46 to advance, does this over Chance the Rapper. This is crazy. This is one of his best dunks. I'm talking about over all the contests, 2016, 2017, doesn't matter. This is really impressive. I felt so bad for Pat Connaughton because in a lot of contests, scoring a 95 in the first round gets you to the final round. This is one of the toughest first rounds in a dunk contest, period. Anyway, on to the championship round. Jones Jr. jumps over two people and goes between the legs. And this is the first time Kenny Smith calls him out for going between the legs again. Now, he's not wrong, but he's not right either. Like, at this point in the contest, you can go between the legs twice if it's in different variations, and it's not It's not the worst thing in the world. Next up, Aaron Gordon brings TikTokers to half court to do the Renegade dance for some reason. Anyway, he then does another really good dunk over Chance the Rapper. Like, it's another 50. So if we're keeping score right now, Aaron Gordon has 3 50s in the contest out of 3 dunk attempts. Now, Jones Jr. does another between the legs dunk, but again, it's fire, it's a variation, and you can't not give it a 10. Now, Gordon does this dunk, which is so good that even though he missed, he still gets a 50. So if we're keeping score, out of 4 dunk attempts, Aaron Gordon has 4 50s. Now here's where it gets wicked. Derrick Jones Jr. does his 4th between the legs dunk of the night, and no one seems to care, which is, I think, saying a lot. Me personally, I'm gonna go off on a tangent here. Me personally, I do like a lot of variation in dunk contests. So like, remember the dunk contest where Josh Smith just did a lot of windmills? I was like, okay, yeah, but it's one of those, it's a minor nitpick again, but hey. Now, as I say this, Aaron Gordon is doing his 3rd dunk over Chance the Raptor. Chance the Raptor, oh my goodness, all right. I've been recording for too long. Now, Aaron Gordon does his 3rd dunk over Chance the Rapper for his 5th 50 of the night. Now, again, I just went off on this tangent for Derrick Jones Jr. I do think that jumping over the same person 3 times. Now, again, it's the variation. Again, first 50, you can't not give it a 50. This is what the dunk contest was at this time. They were dunking so well that you can't not give these scores a 50. I feel like this is just the dunk evolution. We couldn't blast through the ceiling like the Great Glass Elevator. We just had to give these dunks 50s. Now, Derrick Jones Jr. does a windmill from inside the free throw line that gets a 48. I want to say that he launched from closer than Levine did, and he's taller than him. So I think that getting a 48 is fair. So for those of us keeping score, Aaron Gordon is now in his 2nd dunk off, and he's way better prepared than 2016. I do want to say that he's way better prepared. Now, Aaron Gordon's last plan is he's bringing out Taco Fall. Now, for those of you that don't know who Taco Fall is a player that got really popular in college basketball. He like barely played in the NBA for a little bit. He is 7'6" and extremely hard to jump over. Needing 49 to win, Aaron Gordon jumps over Taco Fall, lands the dunk, and the entire arena goes crazy. It's wild. It's the same kind of reaction that you saw in 2016. It's one of the best conclusions at the time. It's one of the best conclusions to a dunk contest ever. We get another satisfying dunk contest. All the judges have to do is rightfully give Aaron Gordon the win that he has been wanting for the better half of 4 years. Everybody looks to the judges in shock when you see that Aaron Gordon gets a 47. When people say Aaron Gordon got robbed, this is where I get it, because this makes no sense. Derrick Jones Jr. can't even believe it, especially after Wade and Pippen gave Jones Jr. a 10 on the windmill from inside the free throw line. They gave Aaron Gordon 9s here. Now, there isn't any angle that I agree with here that sticks for me, and I'm not arguing for this to be a 50. I just think it's better than Jones Jr.'s last dunk by a lot. Is it similar to Pat's 1st round dunk? Yes, but that guy that Pat jumped over isn't Taco Fall. Everyone is shocked. After the contest, Scottie Pippen gave his side of things on ESPN and says that Taco Fall leaned over a little bit, which, okay, fine. But what's worse is that Pippen also reveals that the judges had conspired to give them both a tie, but did the math wrong.
There was a little bit of a pact, but somehow we punched the scores in and they came up wrong.
This is not how you judge a dunk contest. So, despite Aaron Gordon having 5 50s, the NBA dunk contest that year was decided because Scottie Pippen can't fucking add. Aaron Gordon is rightfully pissed and makes a diss track called 9 out of 10, which as far as NBA rappers go, isn't bad. And he had enough time because he had a month after the league halted because of COVID. Most of the focus in this song is on Dwayne Wade, but Scottie Pippen does not get enough criticism for this, in my opinion. So there you have it. That's Aaron Gordon's dunk contest history. Now, a lot of you may have gone through this and thought that he should have won 2 titles. Some maybe are where I'm at and say that he should have won at least 1. But one thing is for sure is that he influenced the contest in so many ways with his creativity, his entertainment, and his dunking skill. So even though he hasn't won a dunk contest yet, at the making of this video, you most definitely cannot talk about the history of the dunk contest without mentioning his name. Thank you guys for watching to the end of the video. If you liked it, feel free to like, comment. Thank you guys to all my Patreon subscribers. I appreciate you guys so much. Let me know what you guys want me to do videos on next, and welcome to my channel. I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one, y'all. Bye!